we're about to talk about this. Actually, let's go ahead and move on. Campaign. This is why it matters, which is that in the campaign section, let's put this up there on the screen, we have some of the staff which is getting ready. We can see now that inside of the 2024 announcement, the headline here is the dicey one. Still, though, Trump, Krystal, is putting together a team. There is no team that yet exists for the DeSantis organization.
Yeah.
Who is his campaign manager? Well, if you read this article, you find out that his campaign manager from 2018, she ran Trump's Get Out the Vote effort in 2020, and now she's working for Donald Trump in his re-election strategy. He's going to be one of his top strategists. So you don't even have your old campaign manager. You don't have consultants. Trump has Kellyanne Conway. He has many of the veterans of the 2016 campaign. He wants to run a much leaner, smaller organization like the 2016 campaign, not let it get as co-opted by the RNC. Guys, let's go and put the Washington Post tear sheet up there as well. They also report on some of the insiders stuff of what's happening. The reason that these things matter, guys, is that these are the nitty-gritty nuts and bolts of campaigns. So we were talking there previously about DeSantis and Susan Wiles. She is the woman who literally ran his campaign, but she also ran Trump in 2016 and Trump in 2020. Stephen Chung, who I remember, he used to work at the UFC, actually. He was on the Trump campaign. He's going to be running communications. Another thing that they point to is that the Trump Make America Great Again super PAC ready to roll. And not only that, they have the old Trump email list. They're the ones who have been fundraising for his fake Stop the Steal lawsuits. They're the ones who have been fundraising during the Senate. He has what? I mean, millions and millions of emails. He's got his new director of that super PAC ready to go, presumably in order to rake in all of the donations. Like, he's got the infrastructure, the juggernaut, the incumbency. Like, that is so difficult to beat in a true head-to-head matchup. For DeSantis to pull this off, it has to be the coup of the century. And you have to have a ground game. You have to have money. You have to have an organization. Who's he got? I don't see anybody yet. You can say that it's coming, but every day it's coming, Donald Trump is here. He's announcing tonight. He's ready to roll.
Yep. He's
ready to get the money. He's got everything he possibly needs.
Yeah, and that's why I thought all the chatter about like, oh, we should wait until after the Georgia runoffs. Like, no.
Yes.
Like, I mean, maybe for the good of the party. He doesn't give a shit about the good of the party.
Exactly.
He gives a shit about the good of himself. And always has and always will. So your scenario about like, okay, let's say Ron DeSantis does win. You think Donald Trump is just going to go quietly? Yeah. You think he's going to, endorse Ron DeSantis? Oh, he just got the best of me. Gosh darn it, it was a great race. But in the end, old Ronnie pulled. Of course not. Of course he's not going to do that. I mean, whatever happens here, he's going to create chaos and heartburn and potential disaster for the Republican Party and also, by the way, potentially for the country. But, going back to what you were saying about the apparatus and the organization, also, look at what a hold Trump continues to have on elected leaders in Washington. There were leadership votes going on today. Yes, he and Mitch McConnell are in some kind of a feud, but Mitch McConnell has never moved against him. After January 6th, he floated it a little bit, thought about it, ultimately did absolutely nothing, and he's not going to do anything now either. In the House side, Trump actually backed Kevin McCarthy, who, sought his endorsement.
And he won
McCarthy won today. There were maybe about 30 votes who dissented, led by Matt Gaetz, and Andy Biggs is their potential candidate. But, you still see, that's a weird one because it's almost like either faction wins, Trump wins, because it's the America First MAGA hardcore people who are going against McCarthy, but McCarthy has the Trump endorsement. So you see that. You see at the RNC, Ronna McDaniel has been a stalwart ally of Donald Trump. And that apparatus matters a lot also in terms of fundraising. And these, billionaires who are going over to DeSantis, I think DeSantis would have plenty of money if he decided to run. I don't think that would be an issue for him. But Trump already has his coffers plenty filled and didn't spend a whole lot on these candidates in the elections either, by the way.
He's cash flush to a degree, which I think is difficult to imagine. Now, look, once again, he was cash flush in 2020, and then his, Brad Parscale, that moron, blew all of his money. And then leading up to Election Day, it turned out that he actually didn't have that much money on hand. So don't ever underestimate the idiots that Trump does hire who end up squandering some of his campaign. Still very much possibility. But I think what it comes back to me is when you're the incumbent, when you're the presumptive leader, the former president, the most popular Republican in the country since Ronald Reagan, especially with the Republican base, it's really yours. And then you're going to take somebody like that off. It requires a gargantuan effort. At the same time, look, as we have said a million times, so many balls up in the air. It's probably going to get indicted. Although, in my opinion, that helps him. Whatever from
with the Republican
it
base.
helps him with the Republican base that they're prosecuting our man Trump on the terms of electability. Here is the ultimate question that we do not have the answer to. Does the GOP base care about electability? And my personal answer, I don't think so. I'll tell you why. They nominated Carrie Lake. They nominated that Joe Kent.
Don Bolduc.
They nominated Bolduc.
Yeah.
They nominated Blake Masters. They nominated a slew of
Herschel
losers
Walker.
in the last election based solely on the word of Donald J. Trump. So does that, now, will they learn their lesson? I don't know. And one of the reasons why I think it matters is people should remember 2012. The base never loved Mitt Romney. They begrudgingly went along because they were told by Republican elites, he's the electable one, guys. He speaks well. He was the Massachusetts governor. Yeah, he wasn't with us on Obamacare. That's okay. Yeah, he wasn't necessarily with us on this fight or Benghazi or birtherism or whatever. Let's put it to the side. Let's all show up to the votes and beat him. Then he lost against Obama. So what they learned is a real converse lesson. When GOP elites are telling them electability, don't believe them. And then second, they nominated their gut instinct Donald Trump and were told a million times he was going to lose, and then he won. So why do they have any credibility with the base itself? That is a structural problem which has not been solved in the Republican Party right now.
Hey guys, ready or not, 2024 is fully upon us now, and Saagar and I have been brainstorming ways that we can really up our game for this critical election.
Yeah, we rely on our premium subs to expand our coverage, to add staff, to upgrade the studio. We just want to give you the best independent coverage of this election, which is possible. So if you can help us out, become a premium subscriber today, breakingpoints.com, or the link is down here in the description video. It really means the world to us, and if you like what we're all about, this is the best possible way to keep us 100% independent, working only for you.